Good afternoon, everyone. This past week has been a welcome change for many Islanders. I'm happy that we can see and hug more of our loved ones. This would be a welcome change for anyone who has been feeling the effects of isolation, of not seeing of your support system. Hopefully we are able to continue this way. Even so, there are some things that haven't changed, that still require attention and flexibility in how we do things. Some Islanders are facing situations of separation, divorce, and parenting from multiple homes. In fact, for some, it's gotten worse. We know that parenting isn't easy at the best of times. The public health measures that have been in place for some time, even with some easing off, can still be really hard when facing these challenges. Stress and anxiety can increase, and sometimes just the extra support. The Family Violence Prevention Committee that I chair continues to do important work to help respond to existing and new challenges Island families are facing during COVID-19. We have had a co-parenting resources developed on our website, but now I'm happy to share that we now have Co-Parenting Action Team, or the CAT team. This team brings together staff from different departments of Justice and Public Safety, Social Development, and Housing to offer one-on-one supports for parents. Minister Hudson has been a big help in making these supports available to Islanders. The CAT program is available to anyone who needs that extra hands-on help to navigate government and community programs and services. If we've learned anything in the past few weeks, sometimes we just need to pick up the phone and talk to someone. Human connection is a part of who we are. We need it. Government is looking at new ways of offering programs and services. Please get in touch if you need that little extra right now. Staff are ready to help. Contact details are on our Co-Parenting COVID website. I'm also happy to share with you my department and our counterpart in Nova Scotia have formed a partnership to offer Positive Parenting from Two Homes program online. This is a free program for parents to do better understand everyone's needs in separation and in divorce situations. Normally, this is an in-person class. Because we want to continue to protect the health and safety of our province, this temporary solution seemed to be a good fit. Class participants can do it on their own time, on their own schedule. I think we have to all realize that there are some challenges from working from home in the past few weeks. This extra flexibility will help. Staff in the department have laid out the instructions on our COVID-19 website under supports and services. I encourage anyone who wants to take this class, please check it out. Some of the topics that it covers include parenting plans, managing and reducing conflict, family violence, legal information, and decision-making. I know these two programs are not going to solve all the stresses that parents are facing these days. I wish I had all the answers, but I want you to know that I will continue to work with the staff in my department, with the Family Violence Prevention Committee, to find creative solutions to respond to these realities Islanders are facing every day of this pandemic and into the future. I want to thank the staff for their commitment to finding innovative solutions to help those who need a little extra right now. If those go well, we can keep offering it after COVID and renew P.E.I. I want to thank Islanders for their patience and flexibility. I am hopeful about the Renew P.E.I. Together plan. If we can follow Dr. Morrison's guidance, we can adapt to a new normal. I want to end things with a request to all Islanders. Last week was Mental Health Week, but it doesn't take a special week to remind us just how important our mental health is. We have to take care of ourselves and one another now and every day. Please reach out if you need help. There are many supports out there. We need to be good to ourselves so we can be good for others. Thank you. I'll now pass it over to Minister Jameson.
Good afternoon. Promoting and protecting the rights of children and youth is a responsibility we all share. I am pleased to announce the province has established a nonpartisan Prince Edward Island Children and Youth Table. The Children and Youth Table will promote and protect the rights of children and youth during COVID-19. It will ensure we hear the voices of children and youth while we wait for the formal appointment of the independent child and youth advocate. During this pandemic, now more than ever is a time to come together and to look out for our island children and youth. Many kids are having a tough time right now. The mandate of the P.E.I. Children and Youth Table is to engage children and youth, including children in care and in provincial facilities, to identify issues and solutions to address areas of concern. The United Nations Convention on the Rights of Child will guide our work. We will be reviewing programs developed in response to COVID-19 using a child rights-based approach to identify potential challenges. Until the Child and Youth Advocate is appointed, the table will work within the legislative and regulatory practices that are currently in place within Prince Edward Island. When the advocate is appointed, the future of the group will be under their jurisdiction. The independent office will have authority over scope, membership, roles, and functions. At the moment, the table is bringing government representatives together with our valued partners from across all sectors, and there is active participation of island children and youth. The table is chaired by MLA Carla Bernard. I am the vice chair, and the third party is represented by our colleague, MLA Gordon McNeely. Other table members include staff of the Office of the Child and Youth Advocate, as well as government and community agencies who provide services to children, youth, and their families. Government has taken a number of steps to ensure we support our children and youth during these unprecedented times. Through the Department of Social Development and Housing, we have increased access to the Positive Parenting Program. P.E.I, as it is typically known, provides parents with techniques and strategies for handling parenting challenges. P.E.I is offered online, and the province has purchased 150 additional licenses for the program to provide more parents with the program free of charge. Island parents interested in the program should visit PPE-parenting.ca. To get the program for free, make sure to navigate to the Prince Edward Island specific page at the top of the home screen. Last week, Health P.E.I launched the Child and Youth Urgent Mental Health Care Service. This service is now available for children and youth under the age of 18 with other urgent and acute mental health needs. For child and youth urgent mental health care, please call toll-free 1-866-833-5443. Trained mental health clinicians with Health P.E.I will provide a thorough risk assessment, stabilization, and connection to local community supports to the child and youth population. Schools also continue to support the health and well-being of students. School counselors and teachers are reaching out regularly to ensure that their students have the support they need. Families can contact Support for Families at edu.pe.ca to connect with a school counselor or a student well-being team member, or to access the school meals program. COVID-19 has had serious implications for the most vulnerable among us. It exasperates existing problems and creates new challenges. Debbie Langston, chair of the P.E.I. Advisory Council on the Status of Women, describes the impact of COVID as exposing the cracks in our society. It is women, children, and marginalized populations bearing the brunt. We all have a role in keeping children safe in our province. If you have any concern about any child safety, please call 1-877-341-3101 during business hours and 1-800-341-6868 after hours. We also recognize that families are experiencing extra stressors. In times of crisis, abuse can often worsen or begin. I will repeat what I said a few weeks ago. For anyone experiencing violence at home, we want you to know that help is available. You can find all the resources listed online at www.princeedwardisland.ca/family violence prevention. Both Anderson House and the Chief Mary Bernard Memorial Shelter are currently accepting new residents. Outreach services are available regardless of where you live. The P.E.I. Rape and Sexual Assault Center continues to accept requests for services. They are working with existing and new clients by phone and online technology. To those experiencing domestic violence and gender-based violence, speak to someone you trust and seek help. You are not alone. Thank you. And now we'll turn it over to media for questions.
Shane Ross, CBC.
Hi. I was just wondering, how has the province navigated visitation for children under the province's care?
Do you want to speak on that?
Sure.
The province right now, it's going through the CAT program, and it's business as usual, Mr. Ross, and they continue to advocate for both parents and trying to mediate each situation.
Okay, and I was wondering, what custody issues have you been hearing, and has there been an increase in domestic violence?
There's been a heightened awareness of domestic violence, and as the chair of the Family Violence Prevention Committee, weekly we get from all the staff that around all the departments to give us a briefing, and it's definitely something that we are paying attention to, and people are dealing with it as best they can, and I tell you, there's a heightened awareness, and there is extra resources put towards it right now.
Nicole Williams, CBC.
Hello to you both. I'm just wondering if you can speak to how long the backlog in family court is right now, and when can we see those services go back to normal?
Very good question. The family court, the courts have a plan to phase in. I believe June is when they, mid-June, early June is when they're going to fully start up again. Of course, they have to do a lot of planning and for social distancing and the best approach for the safety of everyone in the courts. But there is a plan, and the backlog, I don't have the numbers in front of me right now, but we have extended Judge Douglas's time for an extra month, so he will help deal with some of the backlog.
Thank you. And I'm wondering when the Supervised Access and Exchange program will get back to normal as well.
So that's something that we'll have to work out with CPHO on a plan so that going forward, but as soon as we have the details, we'll announce that.
Thank you.
Rachel Collier, Eastern Graphic.
Hi, Minister Thompson. I was just wondering, do you know if there have been any searches of trucks or their cargo at the bridge checkpoint?
Sorry, could you repeat that question?
Yep, I'm just wondering if you know if the province has been searching trucks or their cargo at the bridge checkpoint.
Only if needed so, if suspicion, but otherwise, no.
Okay, and have you had any suspicions that there might be stowaways in the cargo of a truck, for instance?
There is an investigation that is going on a couple incidents, but they are still under investigation.
Okay, and a couple separate incidents, or just kind of
Two-
one around temporary suspicion?
Two separate incidents that are being investigated.
Okay, thank you.
Stu Neepy, The Guardian.
Hi, good afternoon to you both. First question for Minister Thompson. I guess you just mentioned that you're looking at about a mid-June for, I guess, sort of starting up some family court services. I guess, does that timeline also apply to like all other court services as well, or even programs like the maintenance enforcement program? Like, are those generally slated to sort of restart in mid-June?
Yes, it's kind of a phase-in plan, and we've been working with the Chief Justices to work on this plan, and we hope to announce it in a week or so, but on the exact rollout, I think the Court of Appeal will be a little later, but the Supreme Court and Provincial Court definitely will be early June.
Okay, thank you very much. And now a question for Minister Jameson. I guess just on the role of the Child and Youth Advocate, I wonder if you can tell me, I guess, about what capacity that office really has right now, and I guess if Ms. Michelle Dorsey is still sort of in the same role as the Child and Youth Advocate at the moment.
Yeah, thanks for the question, Stu. So as you're aware, the Office of Child and Youth Advocate is independent, and it now reports to the Legislative Assembly. Once the session resumes, and as a member of the Legislative Assembly, I certainly look forward to appointment of the Child and Youth Advocate and enactment of the Act. But certainly if you have any additional questions, I would suggest that you direct them directly to the Legislative Assembly.
Okay, so does that mean that there is an acting Child and Youth Advocate at the moment, or is there not one?
There's certainly an office, but there's no formalized advocate currently until that formal appointment is made in the legislature.
Gotcha. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Laurent Rigaud, La Voix acadienne.
Good afternoon. I have a question for Minister Jameson. I just wanted to know what will be the size of this table, how many children will be chosen, and how they will be chosen to attend to this table.
Yeah, that's a really good question, and we actually had our first formal meeting last Friday. We had 22 participants, 6 of which were children and youth from across the province, some of which are in care, and I have to say that the children and youth really led the conversation, and it was quite remarkable, some of the insightful questions and concerns that they brought forward.
And can you elaborate a little bit on those concerns? What did they say? Sure.
I think across the island, and adults and children alike, I think we all can agree that there's certainly a sense of loneliness and uncertainty involved in all of this. I think they have a lot of questions around who they should contact, you know, and what school timelines are going to be, how they're going to transition back to school, childcare, what the summer's going to look like. So you can imagine the variety of topics that were discussed, and all that were led by the children and youth at the table.
Thank you.
That's all the questions for tonight, and I wish, on behalf of Minister Jameson and I wish all Islanders stay safe and enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you.